Hi, everybody. Welcome to the debut edition of the Mustang Minute, brought to you by Smoky Mountain Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. We appreciate our great friends, Carlisle Schomburg and his outstanding staff, and Jared, of course, our producer, running things behind the scene. But, Coach, we're here to talk about football, obviously, and what a difference a year makes. Last year, Carhopper Stadium, Swain rolls in. Gets a win. Of course, you had a lot of young kids last year, only 3 or 4 seniors. You flip the script, you come back to this year, you go to Swain and just dominate the game, 42-6. And I've got to ask you, it just seems like in the opening couple of series, the Mustangs grabbed the momentum and just never let Swain get back in the ball game. That momentum seemed really big.
It was, and you know, we talked about we needed something good to happen early. We felt for us, to kind of grab that momentum and try to carry it throughout the game. Felt like we were able to do that. Even on our first drive, we had a touchdown run called back by Jackson Cooper, a quarterback. He made a great read and great run, but it was a holding penalty on us on the perimeter. Things we'll learn from and get better at. But I thought our kids came in really focused. I thought they were focused throughout the week. I loved how they prepared. I loved how they were throughout the day on Friday. I thought they were really good in everything we did. And, it was a big game for us. It's a rivalry. It goes back many, many years.
Oh, yeah.
Last year left a really sour taste in our mouth. And this was, a game that we were really looking forward to. And we were able to capitalize and do some good things.
No doubt. Talking about the play of your quarterback, Jackson Cooper played a really great game. Riley Smith, obviously a huge game running the ball. Saw a lot of great speed from Aiden. Talk about these guys a little bit and how much they mean to this team.
Yeah, I mean, everybody pretty much knows about Riley Smith and what he can do and what he brings to the table. And he's a young man that's worked incredibly hard and just continues to get better. But he's going to need some help along the way, and we're going to need some other people to step up. And that's why, we've really challenged Jackson in the offseason, and we've challenged other guys to step up. And Aiden Foxworth had a great game for us the other night, and we expect big things from him and Jackson throughout the season. But, I was really happy with our offensive line. I think we have 4 starters back up there this year, but we dealt with some injuries there last year with some of them. So getting those guys back, and I thought they did a great job the other night.
No question. You talk about your veteran leadership, and leadership is so big. A lot of coaches like to say, hey, your players really have to own the team, so to speak. And obviously your leadership, I think, is in a good place.
It is, and last year's group, who are now seniors, they really stepped up. When we got into the offseason in January, and it was just a different mindset. The focus was different. It was better. And you could tell the leadership was really going to be better going into this season. And it has been, but I'm also proud of our junior class. Many of them last year played as sophomores for us. And, they've really stepped up to that leadership role as well. So it's been really neat to see. It's good to have a team that, number one, we don't deal with a lot of issues, off the field or anything else, and if there is, they kind of take care of it amongst themselves, which is good. And like I said, it's a great group to be around.
Yeah. Coach, talk about your line play. I know it just seemed like your offense was able to do what it wanted to do, and you're talking about those veteran offensive linemen, but your defensive line, I think, really, and your linebackers right behind them, really stopped Swain's running game, because they like to run the ball, as most teams do, first and then pass second. But your offensive line, your defensive line, linebackers, all played really outstanding.
They did, and I was really proud of our defense. Obviously I thought they played well throughout the game. I thought they really flew around. You got to play assignment football when you're playing somebody who runs some option like Swain does, run the split back veer. And but we played a lot of kids, especially along the defensive line, which I think is going to be big for us this year. We've really worked hard to develop depth, but we rotated a lot of guys through there. I think that helped us keep fresh. I was really proud of our linebacker group. And we felt like going into this year, our linebacker core could be pretty strong.
Yeah.
We've got guys, like I said, a ton of experience. And we've had some other guys who have also stepped up and who are now in a position that they can play some. So, again, just really proud of our defense and our defensive staff.
Yeah. Now, what was the attitude coming out of the game? I know, as you mentioned, last year was a totally different game compared to this year. But the confidence has got to be high right now for the Mustangs getting ready for week 2.
It is, and like I said, we've talked about, playing Swain County's first game. It's a rival. We talked about it for months. I mean, it seemed like all the time that, we were really focused on that. And but I thought it showed our guys that, they can go out and they can do some good things, and we were certainly able to do that. But now we've got to carry or learn from that and carry it into the next week, to this week. And certainly we made some mistakes throughout the game, and
Sure.
we know that, and that's on film, and we'll learn from it, and we'll do our best to correct it. And but no, momentum, it's really high right now. But we started practice for Andrews last week, our first day of prep, and I was really proud of our guys and where their focus was. We're already, everything Swain's over with. We're going to move on to the next one. And I've told them, let's just try to be 1-0 after every week. And I think that's where we are right now.
No doubt. One thing I was surprised, Coach, normally in the first game, especially in the heat and humidity we saw Friday night at Swain, normally early in the season, you see a lot of cramps.
Sure.
And we saw 2 or 3, but apparently both teams are in excellent shape because there wasn't much of that.
Yeah, there really wasn't, and that was something that, as a coach, you worry about going into, especially the first game with the heat and all that, and that was a concern. But I felt like we had prepared, really good throughout spring, through the summer, and into preseason. That I felt our guys were ready. But again, I think our guys do a great job of trying to take care of themselves and doing some extra things along the way that they can help avoid those situations.
Now, coming in, you continue your Smoky Mountain Conference run, if you will. Andrews Wildcats. Andrews, somewhat like Swain, their numbers are not what they want to be. A little bit thin at some of the spots, but still they have a lot. They've got that pride, and I know folks in Andrews. They know the Postell name, obviously. If I can, your dad was a legend at Andrews, but you can't take anybody for granted week in and week out, can you?
No, you can't, and we certainly never need to do that. Andrews I thought they've showed improvement already. They scrimmaged a really good Fanning County High School team out of Georgia, who's really good. And then they played Madison last week in their first game. I thought they showed a lot of improvement. I know Coach Johnson really well. He'll have his guys ready. It's a home game for them. Coach McClellan's a former teammate of mine who coaches out there. His son's the quarterback, so very familiar with them. And but no, we can't take anybody lightly, and that's why we've challenged our guys this week that we've got to prepare, just as hard, if not harder, than we did for Swain County. We've got to be ready to play.
Yeah. Do you have any major injuries coming out of the Swain game? I know it's early in the season. Injuries seem to pop up at the worst times. I hope everybody's healthy.
Yeah, we're fairly healthy. We got some guys who are, a few bruises here and there, but that's part of it. You're going to have that, but they're getting treatment and everything, and they practiced yesterday, so I think we're okay going into this week.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you, and we appreciate the folks here at the Smoky Mountain for doing a good job trying to help keep these guys healthy.
Absolutely.
And they do a wonderful job. And a lot of people don't realize some of those things off the field really make a big impact with the performance on the field, don't they?
It does, and I think that's one thing that makes a place like this so special, being at Smoky Mountain. But you have people in the community, such as Carlisle, who's willing to have injury clinics. That's huge that you have something like that in high school. Because I've been at places where that's you don't have that, and your kids don't have that opportunity. So we really endorse that. We push it, and it's good to see our kids take advantage of it.
Oh, no doubt. Fans, we always look forward to talking about Mustang football with Coach Postell. And hey, we'll be back next week talking about the Andrews Wildcats as we go forward here on the Mustang Minute.